Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 12 for Contract and Estimation, BFC31602 for Section 4. And today we will present to you about our project. Our group members are Melvern, KEAT, HENG, Muhammad AIZAT bin Ahmad AZMY, and me myself is AZAREA BATRISYIA binti Muhammad HAMDEN. One of the crucial process for estimating construction costs in a proposal with diverse parties is contract and estimate. By applying the preliminary estimating approach of the floor area method and building volume method, we are asked to estimate the project cost based on the papers we have already obtained. Additionally, we must determine the quantity measurement and bill of quantity for all items that are being worked on below the lowest floor finish, as well as the build-up rates for each of the following, which is manually excavating of soil using a concrete mixer and mixing of concrete of a particular grade. Last but not least, if the project is delayed, we must determine the amount of the performance bond and the liquidated electric damage each day. An initial estimate is preliminary estimate performed at the lowest level.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad AIZAT bin Ahmad AZMY, and today I would like to present about the company profile. So my metric number is AF190206. This is our company profile. Our company profile name is AHMAD contraction, which stands for the three names of our groups. And we began operation as General Works Contractor in 2020 and is owned by a group of 3 friends. Our experience in estimating, construction, project management, and reconstruction services ensures that our customer get a high quality product at a reasonable price and on schedule. So our vision is to become the leading construction firm while delivering projects that consistently exceed international standards and provide exceptional customer satisfaction. For our mission is to become the customer most preferred choice by attaining excellence in quality and timely completed value-added projects.
Hi, my name is Melvern HENG with matrix number AF190103, and I will continue a presentation for proposed design. For the house dimension, the length is 17,900 mm and 9,400 mm in width and 3,000 mm in height. Take note that the excavation topsoil is 100 mm deep to be deposited 10 m from site. Concrete cover for pad footing, column stump and ground beam is 40 m thick. Lean concrete shall be grade of 7 concrete, and concrete to footings, stumps, ground beams and bed shall be of grade 20 concrete. This is our ground floor plan, foundation key plan, column schedule and footing detail, section of ground beam and section of column stump. And that is all for proposed drawing. Moving on to the next item is cost estimation. First, we'll calculate using the floor area method. The price rate per meter square is 850 ringgit per meter square, and the total cost can be obtained by multiplying the length, width and rate. Here we get 139,510 ringgit and 50 cents. Next is building volume method. The price rate per cubic meter is 120 ringgit per meter cube, and the total cost can be obtained by multiplying length, width, height and the rate. And the amount is 96,217 and 20 cents. Next is quantity measurement for work below lowest floor finish. First, we will start with takeoff list. It is divided into 5 parts. First is excavation, next is formwork, then steel reinforcement, concreting, and last is hardcore and dam-proof membrane. Full calculation detail can be referred to our project report. Next is bill of quantity. The amount can be obtained by multiplying the quantity and rate. And for our project, the total cost is 14,461 ringgit and 96 cents. Next is breakdown of construction project cost. For excavation, the cost is 4,940 ringgit and 97 cents. Formwork, 918 ringgit 39 cents. Steel reinforcement, 4,262 and 52 cents. Concreting, 3,986 ringgit 25 cents. And hardcore and DPM, is 353 ringgit and 84 cents, and the total cost is 14,461 ringgit 96 cents. That is all for me. I will pass it to AZAREA to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is AZAREA BATRISYIA binti Muhammad HAMDEN, and I will talk about build-up rate calculation of soil excavation. The first one is the manually using HENG. For the first step is the excavation to reduce level. We need to measure the excavation to reduce level, which is by using the formula of reduce level dimension that is gained from the quantity measure in the project report. And the next one is the measured quantity. The first one is we need to calculate the time to excavate. As you can see, the excavation that is less than 1.5 meter depth is the total of reduced level dimension times by the excavation rate, and we will get the time to excavate, which is 52.99 hours. The next one is for the time removal. For the excavation that is less than 1.5 depth, we use the same one, which is the one that is time to excavate. For the estimate labor cost, as you can see, the unskilled labor, they will get around 60 ringgit for 8 hours, so in 1 hour they will get around 7.5 ringgit. And to calculate the labor cost, the time to excavate, we will times by their rate for 1 hour, which is 7 ringgit and 50 cent, and it will be total for 397.43. And the next one is add the 10 profit and overhead, which is 10% of the labor cost, and it will get us 39.74 ringgit. So the total of estimate labor cost is 437.17 ringgit. And the next one is the established unit rate. To calculate the average cost to excavate is the total of the estimate labor cost, which is 437.17, we will divide by their reduced level excavation, which is 30.28, and so the average cost to excavate is 14 ringgit and 44 per meters cube. For the excavation for pad footing, we will need to count the cost of excavation out. To calculate the cost, we need to have the volume, the total volume of excavation, which is the volume of excavation not exceeding 1.5 meter plus the volume of excavation exceeding 1.5 meter. And the next one is to calculate the cost of spread up in making up level, which is the area of surface will be multiplied by spreading up rate per hour and will be multiplied by worker salary. To calculate the cost of filling and ramming, we need to calculate the actual volume to be filled and rammed, which is the total volume of excavation will be minus by the sum of volume of plain concrete, volume of pad footing, volume of stump, and volume of ground beam, and we will get the cost of filling and ramming. And the next one is the cost of cutting away remainder load. We need to calculate the volume to be carted away, which is the total volume of excavation will be minus by volume to be filled and rammed. After we're done with the excavation for pad footing, we will continue with the excavation for trench for ground beam. The measure of excavation trench will be using by trench dimension, which is width multiplied by length and depth. For the measured time required, the excavation depth is lower than 1.5 depth is the trench dimension multiplied by trench excavation rate. And for the estimate labor cost and the establishing unit rate is the same formula like the excavation for reduced level. The last part for the manual is the total excavation. So the total of excavation is the sum of excavation to reduce level and excavation for pad footing and the excavation for trench for ground beam. The next part is the using concrete mixer. Due to voids in sand and aggregates in the dry stage, the dry volume of total materials required is 1.454 times the weight volume of concrete. As a result, we will use 1.54 meter cube as the total volume of ingredients necessary for 1 meter cube of wet concrete in our calculation. The first step is by calculating by calculating the material cost. The total material cost is the sum of the cement, sand, cost aggregate, and 50% of the wastage. The next part is the machine cost. The rental for concrete mixer including maintenance cost is 80 ringgit per day. Therefore, rental concrete mixer per hour is 10 ringgit. So, the operator per hour will be the 12 ringgit and 50 cent. To calculate the total machine cost per hour is the sum of the rental concrete mixer per hour plus the operator per hour, which is 22 ringgit and 50 cent. And the next part is the machine output per hour. Machine output per hour is 1.54 meter cube. So 1 meter cube machine cost will cost around 14 ringgit and 61. And the next one is to calculate the labor cost, profit and overhead. And the last one is to calculate the rate for 1 meter cube excavation by machine rate. And that is all from me. Thank you.
Now I would like to present about the amount of performance bond and amount of liquidated ascertained damage LAD. For calculation of amounts of performance bond, the contract sum we get is 14,461.96, which we get from the VQ, and the performance security bonds 5% of contract sum, 5% times which 14,461.96, and we get RM 723 ringgit and 10 cent. For calculation for amount of liquidated ascertained damage LAD per day if the project delay, based on our company, AHMAD Construction Sdn Berhad use Maybank Berhad as our company banks, and it have 5.65% BLR. For formula liquidated ascertained damage LAD, best lending rate times with contract and divide with 365 days. 5.65% times with 14,461.96 and divide with 365 days. We got RM 2 ringgit and 23 cents per day. That's all for our group, and thank you.